Oh, um, so I have several downloads that have been coming in, and I'm trying to figure out how to unpack it and deliver it in the way that it can be received and heard the way it's intended. These are very sensitive subjects and topics that I need to address, that Spirit is asking me to, and I actually was like, nope, I don't want to talk about this because I feel that, depending on who's listening to it, either will get triggered and really upset with at me instead of really just kind of holding space and allowing that message to come in. So before I deliver it, I'm going to ask you to do that. Kind of just open your heart into knowing that this is coming from a good place, from a place of source, and it's not intended to upset anyone. So I'm going to start off with the elephant in the room, the obvious of what just took place with the law that was reversed. There's certain things I can't say here because I don't want to get flagged. And so I've been contemplating and processing, sitting in meditation. I touched on this and spoke about it in the last message. And, there's certain things that come up because I'm also having a physical experience myself. So I tend to make sure that I'm not putting my personal feelings into this and that I'm only delivering what I need to deliver. And so I had to really sit within and process and meditate so that I can decipher what is mine and what is coming through as a message. And so ultimately, what I was receiving, because I was starting to have second, thoughts like, oh my gosh, is this, bad? The reversal of this, is this like not good? Is this setting humanity back? Is this taking us a step back instead of forward? And I was really starting to question this, like, oh my God, maybe this was wrong, like for all the women, in our rights. Because again, you guys know I'm all about our rights and our freedoms and sovereignty and choosing what is right for ourselves. And so I was starting to think like, oh my God, that was taken away from us. And then I heard no, like a solid no, like that's not true. What happened here is that although we can't see it yet, or many can't see it yet, because we were programmed and trained to think that that was a right that was given to us by imposing that on us, or that law, it really is tricking humanity, programming women to think that that was a right that was given to us, when really we have our own rights that we were born into, that we don't necessarily need man to approve or not approve. And this has been a big part of this lesson for the last couple of years, is that it is time for us to take our sovereignty back. So no matter what man says that is approved or not approved, the message here that is important for us to know, and this goes into many different areas of our life. This is just what is happening in this moment, but it's been happening. It's like one thing after the other, like over the last 2 years, and for some reason, humanity cannot seem to get the message, which is you can only be done to what you allow and give permission for your body to be done to. Yes, there's circumstances where we don't ask, or, there's attacks and that sort of stuff, rape. Yes, we don't ask for that. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm talking about like procedures. There's decisions that go into this, and ultimately it's up to us that, we participate or not participate. And although, yes, now it's a law that this was reversed, what I'm hearing is that while the bigger picture of it has been taken away, it is a good thing for the reason that I explained in the last video, which is that they were using it to do sacrifices. They weren't doing it for the women's health and rights, because in reality, every time a woman would go and do this to herself, not only was she sacrificing a child, she was also harming her body, because there was trauma and injury caused that nobody talks about. And so then now, it's a time of recovering and healing the womb from all this trauma. So it was actually causing more harm and putting women in more danger by allowing her to go do this. Now, hear me out, because I know right now people are starting to probably feel like upset about this. The other part of this is that while this was reversed, I'm also hearing that it's not going to affect the actual medical procedures that do require care when, say, something has gone wrong during a pregnancy, or if there's trauma and that woman cannot carry a child full term. That is considered a medical procedure. So there's two separate things. So I need you to hear me out and really pay attention. There is the people that were kind of using this to their advantage, being careless and not protecting themselves and just going out there, getting pregnant, and then just would go and have this done. That is the part that is being protected, is what I'm hearing, that the children are being protected, because ultimately, it doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you're on, this is a life that is being formed and a life that is being taken when women just go and do this just because, oh, I'm not ready to be a parent. Again, I don't mean to trigger people, but the reality is that there's other options if you're not ready to be a parent that you can implement. And then there's the other aspect of, like, if you went through a trauma or an experience of that, God forbid, you were raped and that sort of stuff, that's separate. And Creator's saying that will still be something that is available to those people. However, right now we're in a process that is going to determine how that gets implemented or not. So our actions, our voice, our words are going to matter right now in the way that we react and act, take action. So going out, destroying stuff, throwing tantrums, that's not taking action. That is causing further divide, further damage, further anger. We need to get into our, back into our spirit, back into, our connection with God, and work from that space, embody God, and really work from a space of love, and start asking Creator, what can we do here so that our divine rights can just continue to be in place. So the first thing that I hear is, like, you always have them, number one. So the only reason that man can tell you what to do and what not to do is if you surrender to that, if you go along with it. And so there's so many things here being tied into, goes back to what has been happening the last 2 years, like forcing the coverings on your face, forcing the jab, forcing this, forcing that. All of it is the same thing. It's like humanity needs to understand and get the lesson that no man can tell you what to do unless you agree to it. And so what I'm saying is that Creator saying, don't freak out about this reversal, because the reversal is to protect those souls that are being sacrificed. It's not reversing so that the people that actually need medical procedures, because there's a difference, it's not going to affect them if we create a community that understands the difference and still provides a space for women to go and get treated and helped in the right way. So with that, there's another part that I need to address and speak into. As the layers fall off and everything gets discovered or uncovered or brought to the light, whatever term you want to use, a big part that people are still not really getting is that stop bringing religion into this. Every time you bring religion into this, guess what? There's further division. One religion is not better than the other, and you can't tell someone how to have a relationship with Creator. So, I was born Catholic, and that was a big no-no in the Catholic religion. And, I'm not a Catholic anymore. I follow a spiritual path. And so what I was told is that the next level of the unraveling of the matrix, and when we actually are going to shift as a collective, shift into that conscious awareness, is when we realize that religion is just another part of the matrix that was implemented to cause further division. And I know this is going to drive people insane, because those that are just obsessed over the Bible can't stop to process and think that you're also stuck in the matrix, and you've also been programmed because you keep pointing to something that man will also utilize to manipulate and control humanity. So when you stop going to something that man created and start going back into your divine center, which is the source of your connection to God and to the divine and to the nature and to the all, when you start really listening and connecting and having a relation back with source, which is in you, that's when then humanity is going to shift. So it's important that you continue doing the work, that you continue unpacking everything that you thought was true, but is really not been serving humanity. And that includes religion. That includes things that, and I'm not saying that you can't continue, to be in your practice, but what I'm saying is stop using that as a form of saying you have to do this way. It has to look this way because the Bible said. No, it's part of honoring everyone's relationship in the way that looks for themselves and Creator. You don't have the right to tell someone else how their relationship with Creator should look or not look. Because as long as they're walking in a space of compassion, love, honoring and respecting others' process in the way that they have a connection with Creator and God, then that's what should matter. And when you're pushing someone into your own way of thinking, that's also trying to program someone into your belief system. And that's not okay. That's not being accepting of others. Right now we have to be accepting and holding space and honoring and loving each other, no matter what that looks like, even if it doesn't resonate with you. Because Creator accepts everyone, even if they're this or that or that. And that's just been it. It's not about race. It's not about man or woman. It's not about, all of that has been implemented and programmed from those that are really wanting to destroy humanity, has been implemented so that we can further divide and just kill each other. Big part of the message was Creators asking, stop killing each other, stop. Like I just keep hearing that, just stop killing each other, because we're doing it to ourselves. So we need to just really relax into what is actually happening, which is a big opportunity for us to step into the creation. Because what I was seeing and shown is that right now everything is being dismantled and cleared, and it doesn't feel good and it doesn't look good. It's ugly, but it's being dismantled because it's an opportunity for us to start creating from the bottom up. And that includes this, this thing that was reversed. We can start making it different. So it doesn't mean that it's one way or the other. We have that choice, but we forget. We keep giving our power away to someone else, and we need to stop doing that. So right now, I know it doesn't feel like it's an opportunity, but Creator saying there is a golden opportunity. And myself and a couple other people that were in meditation received the similar information. It's a golden period that we're in. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I guess it's prosperity, it's gold, it's an opportunity of abundance for us to plant those seeds and then start harvesting that we are now given the opportunity to just start implementing the things that we actually want. Things that are being cleared out, don't freak out. Every time that something gets taken away from anyone, we feel like, oh my God, we're lacking now, or we don't have that anymore, or what are we going to do? There's that fear. People are operating from fear right now, and Creator said, no, do not operate from fear, operate from love. Stop, breathe, feel me. Creator says, feel me. I am you and you are me. And once you bring God back into your heart, you will not be afraid anymore, and you will be able to have that clear thought to be able to birth that which is trying so hard to be birthed, but it needs our help. See, everything that they've been doing and not doing, it's been to put people into that fight, flight, or freeze that I talked about before. And it's been working so good, but it's time for us to take back our strength, our power, our clarity, our courage, and say no more. Like, I don't care what laws they keep passing or not passing. I don't care what this or this. It's like, what do I want? And most importantly, just continue to work on yourself, because when you work on yourself, that's when you can see beyond the crap that they're pushing on us, and then you can move into a choice, as opposed to like, oh, where are they leading us? Where are we going now? No, you go where you choose to go, and you can only see that when you unpack all the layers of fear, the anxiety, all the programming, all that stuff that's not serving you, that's not serving the collective. When you unpack all that, then you have the clarity, you have the peace, you have the ability to see beyond what they want you to see, all the illusion, the circus, all that will start just really becoming obsolete. And then we move from that space. So hang in there. Continue to, just do the work, but do things that also, I've been talking about. Implement those things. Just prepare yourself, prepare your mind, prepare your spirit, prepare physically. Have your provisions ready. Start fasting. Doing all that will just really balance things out for you so that you can move forward from that space. So I appreciate you guys. Hang in there, stay in your prayer. This has been the message the entire time. It does not change. Please remember, do not get angry, do not get afraid, do not participate in the chaos. Don't participate in sharing fear on social media. Just keep yourself in a place of remembering to be compassionate for others that are really afraid, that are angry, because they're not aware. And it's up to us to keep this energy in a space where we are holding the energy of love, because that will vibrate and it is holding and helping. But we must continue to do that. And in order for us to continue to do that, we must also continue to work on ourselves. So again, hang in there. I love you guys. Aho. Klasika Mati.